lot of this is common sense, but I'm just giving you a visual here. Climate, obviously. Tropics, grasslands, deserts, what does that do? It changes the environment for the pathogen and kind of can survive there. We used to talk about a cold filter that protected New World people because most of the evidence still suggests strongly they came down through a Bering Bridge up in Alaska, Beringia, not just a little bridge. It was about 1,000-mile wide area that was exposed at certain glacial times. But going through that, they came in with fairly leaving their diseases behind, so to speak, at least a lot of them. And tropics, you know, humidity makes a lot of difference. When you can't evaporate sweat, that's a perfect medium for some viruses and particularly some fungal diseases to sit on and go to work on. And when I worked in Belize on a field project in archaeology at Boston University, I was sort of the doc on call, and I mean, we took care of every day. We looked at little scratches when we were in the jungle and everything, and took care of them right away, wash, covered them up with, you know, glue, fingernail polish when we ran out of second skin. So there are all those kinds of things about climate. About the environment. This takes that model a little more in detail, and no, you're not going to have to draw this or anything else. But all I want you to do is think about the complexity with which we have to think about disease. There are these circles, and notice the arrows go all over the place. I'm big on systems. The abiotic part of the environment, that's the climate, what materials are around, the energy that moves. All of us, and this once in a while hits the news. We used to get malaria up in Washington, D.C., and I remember about yellow fever and all that. The old days, and then the swamps were drained, which creates other kinds of problems, but it reduced the malaria, and reduced the mosquitoes that transmitted that form, which was never the most serious form, but nevertheless to make people sick. And now we're talking about yellow fever and a whole series of things that may be coming back as things heat up just a couple of degrees more than what we have. And we'll get one of the other diseases I will not talk about other than mentioning it here is dengue fever, which is real big again down in Mexico and Guatemala and Central America. It depends on a certain mosquito, and that mosquito has certain habits. It likes a little warmer than it is for most of the places in the United States. It hit Hawaii a few years ago. That vector, that mosquito, I think I actually had a note here, maybe, replaced part of the a tiger mosquito that came in with the slave ships. Anyway, that's just kind of a connection in general about the importance of climate. As things heat up, and clearly some things are heating up, even though it's real cold in Alaska right now, we have more glacial melt than ever could dream. There are places, my friend who's a glacial geologist took us back and showed us some slides of what she did her dissertation on in 1982 or 3. Exact place she was standing, right in front of the glacier, and now it's back about half a mile. So, wow. Tremendous amount. Icebreakers, yeah, they had to go through Russian and our icebreaker come this time, but in the spring I have some other friends I was up there a long time, that run ships through the Northwest Passage, ice-free. So we have these things going on. Human population, you can think about us as being composed of cells, tissues, all the way up to individual organisms, and then the human population for epidemiological reasons, what we do with and for each other. Some places in the world, people deal with, we were talking before about food shortages, or Indonesia is nowhere, and Asia as a whole being very efficient in raising food.